About the Birds provides you with weekly analysis, game recaps, informative interviews, and it's all birds all the time.
What's up, everybody? It's Johnny Lecca and Matt Templin. We're here to talk. Oh, man. My thing's going off on my phone, too.
Oh, man.
How we doing tonight? We are going to talk some birds. Unfortunately, we have to talk a little bit about the ESPN and Jeff McManus articles that came out, unfortunately. It's just funny how the timing is always – it's funny because Jeff Lurie was talking and raving about them, and then you have all this pop out. Going to talk a little bit about some of the Eagles draft visits because we're getting into that time. The next 3 shows are going to be all draft-related content. And then some other free agents available in terms of some fits, some offensive linemen. The Eagles need to go with some vet. We've been talking a lot about it, you and I, in conversation. But yeah. Matt, how are we doing tonight? Are we excited to talk a little Eagle football? Now, maybe not.
I'm excited
topics, but
I'm excited to talk about everything but Jalen Hurts. I have very strong feelings about all of this, but we'll let it we'll let it go there. But I'm excited to talk football. We've talked about this a couple times. This is my favorite time of year when it comes to team building and looking at free agent fits and trying to connect the dots with 30 visits. And the draft is now officially 20 days away. It feels like it's taking forever to get to it. But the Eagles always have action, right? Like we signed 2 free agents last week. There was the owners meetings, got lots of tidbits there about, what they're thinking and where they're going. And then, you can kind of connect the dots with the 30 visits, and it's really, really interesting because they're leaving little breadcrumbs, and we'll get into some of that. But, it's my favorite time of year other than the season itself and the Super Bowl.
It's always fun, especially I love with the draft, and you have the 3 days, and the first night you're just seeing all the first round picks and everything there. But then to me, I think night 2 is because you got second and third round. It's enjoyable, but you and I are like, we're the sickos where rounds 4 through 7, it's fun to see who's going where. And then the undrafted free agents, who's signing where, just like who didn't get picked and who you getting. And then it's the same thing with the preseason games. We're watching all the preseason games into the fourth quarter, into the end of the game, watching all these, third and fourth stringers who probably won't make the team. But listen, it's fun. And again, that's why also you see people watching the UFL, because a lot of that is developmental type of players that are playing and seeing if, like, you look at the NFL, there are a handful of guys that came from that league. You can find guys that develop. Some guys develop a little bit later. Some guys need, 2 to 3 years of kind of in the processes and learning, getting better that way.
Learning how to be a pro and take care of your body. Like Jordan Davis is a perfect example. He didn't play in another league, but he had to learn how to be a pro. He had to learn how to cut out the sweets. He had to learn how to jump on the Peloton and take care of his body. But yeah, I mean, we've talked about that a couple times. I mean, we've had people on make our team that played in other leagues, like the Arena Football League or the European Football League or the CFL, right? And so, yeah, I mean, it's fun to watch not only everything that we just talked about, but those other developmental leagues like the XFL, like the UFL. We had who was it, Sykes, that wound up playing for us last year, at least in the preseason.
Yeah, he was in the UFL
on the practice squad for a little bit. He was on in the UFL. So our best kicker came from the European Football League. So one of our best kickers.
I was going to stop you there for a second. Yeah. I'm like, he's one of the best. But
up until Jake went on his tirade and won 2 Super Bowls, he was you could argue he was our best kicker.
I would agree with you. And again, too, towards the end of his Eagles tenure, he struggled. The 2010 game, the wild card game, that was kind of the end there was tough. So, yeah, kickers will go in.
I got some kicker tidbits that we can get into today.
We can do that. Unfortunately, first we have to kind of talk a little bit about the whole Jalen Hurts articles and everything that's dropped. Dropped this week. I think at time it's just the news cycle is getting a little slow. Like I know the Phillies are starting and everything with that, but when you can only talk about AJ Brown so much until maybe June 1st, June 2nd, until maybe something goes down. So again, that's still 2 months away. So they got to come up with something. And this is perfect because it's going to keep the talk, and then they're going to have stuff off of this and everything. It's just, to me, it's laughable because, I understand. Yes, has the offense struggled? Yes, the offense did struggle. Absolutely. Could he have played better? No doubt. But again, there's a lot of quarterbacks in this league who can play a lot better. And listen, I think we've been
especially
spoiled.
last season. I feel like last season's QB play was particularly low bar.
I'm gonna say, if you look at the last 15 years, I think we've been pretty spoiled in terms of quarterback play with the type of players, the Drew Breeses, the Tom Brady's. You have all of Peyton Manning, Patrick Mahomes. You have all of these guys.
Jalen Hurts.
Super Bowl MVP. But it's just a tired act. It's just everyone, and it's funny because it seems like he's like one of the most hated. Like it's to me, I just don't think the noise really gets him. Maybe it helps him motivate him. If he sees that, he says, fine, that's fine, whatever. But he's not, to me, I don't think he seems like he's the type of guy that's going to dwell on what somebody says about him, stuff like that. Like the last quarterback that was here with Carson Wentz and everything, and just like everything that transpired and, and all, like, I don't think this is it's nowhere near the same situation. One. No. And like, was Carson Wentz more talented physically? Probably, in terms of his arm strength and everything. But the problem is you have to have it up here, and you have to have that determination, that will to want to be the best. And, Jalen's been in different situations, whether it was in college, being drafted in the second round to a team that already had a franchise quarterback, getting that off season after Carson left, them trying to trade for other guys. And then he got the job, and then led him to a Super Bowl in his third NFL season, his second year starting. So he's gone through all the motions, kind of through everything. And it's just, here's another step. They have new offensive coordinators and a new offensive scheme. And let's see what goes. To me, it's just all these sources, these source here and this source here and this guy in the building, this, to me, it's just, how much is it? Can you believe how much is a little bit, like some of it is said, but then the words are just spun even more to make it more
word
juicy.
Salad. Yeah.
Word salad.
Well, so here's my take on the whole thing is like, there have been two years that I can remember where Jalen got significant heat, both coming off a Super Bowl and then the down year following.
Yeah.
Right. So like 2022 goes to the Super Bowl. He was arguably the best player on the field in the Super Bowl. He was,
if he doesn't get hurt and miss those couple games, he wins MVP.
Yeah, most likely. And if he, if we don't have a holding call at the end of the game, he likely wins it. If we win that game, he wins MVP of the Super Bowl.
No doubt.
Right. And so then the following year, everyone gets poached. You bring in a first-time play caller, someone who's never called plays before, and Brian Johnson at the NFL level. The team struggles and Jalen gets shit on. Right. And then you have 2024, you win the Super Bowl. He's arguably the best player on the field. He wins Super Bowl MVP. The next year you have a down year with a first-time play caller. Offense struggles. Jalen gets shit on. And there is a very obvious bias towards him. And I don't really get it. Could he have played better? 100%. I think he'll be the first guy that'll tell you that. But at the same time, like, he's dealing with whatever constructs that offense is putting forth, right? He's dealing with a disinterested A.J. Brown. He's dealing with one of the most injured offensive lines with a Pro Bowl center who said he could barely walk, right? And you've got you had the inevitable Super Bowl hangover. No quarterback is elevating the team in that more than he already did. He took it to the playoffs. And for anyone that says that he is uncoachable has never watched a game in his life. Cause like you're not an uncoachable piece of shit if you're friends with the Peyton Mannings of the world, with the Tom Brady's of the world, with the Nick Sabans of the world. Like the Jeffrey Lurie doesn't go out of his way and gush about you if you're an uncoachable piece of shit. Like that's just not who he is. I don't buy it. There has been like visible improvement in his game year over year over year on certain aspects of his game that he doesn't like and like or that he may not have succeeded with, right? Like in 2022, he focused on passing from the pocket and made significant strides there. And then you get to this I think most people just read the headlines and read the article and they're like, oh, he's uncoachable. He doesn't want to, he's calling his own plays, yada, yada, yada. Like I don't think that's what I got from it. What I got from it was that he was frustrated with the offense and wanted more ownership in the offense. Like we've talked about it ad nauseum. This is what his like 7th offensive coordinator in as many years, going all the way back to college. The only constant here has been him. So like, let him have more ownership, let him have more stake in it, and let him drive the offense and cater it the way that he wants to. Because year after year, if you don't have an offensive head coach like a LaFleur or a Shanahan or a McVay, you're going to deal with this revolving door carousel, whatever you want to call it, of offensive coordinators. But if you have him in there as the sheriff like Peyton Manning was, it's not as big of a deal, and you don't have as much of a drop off. And I think that's kind of where he was going with that, and saying these are the things I'm comfortable with. Like I don't want to run hitch routes for the rest of my life. And I think part of that is also protecting himself. I just think there's a lot to unpack here, and I think. I don't know that the article was written in a way to be negative, but I think that's the way that people are taking it.
Yeah, like the articles and everything. I get like what was said and stuff like that, kind of what they've detailed and everything like that. Again, how much of it was spun a little bit, but I think the way a lot of it was taken, especially a couple of the things like Jeff McLean. His article, what he said was, they're not looking at doing a contract extension right now. They're at crossroads. And like
2 or 3 years into an extension, numbnuts.
And the way that they put it is, they're not at crossroads. It's okay. They're at crossroads. They're at the crossroads. It's just like, okay, but you're going to see that, and you're going to have all these media personalities, whatever you want to call them.
They're certainly not journalists.
But what I thought was interesting was Devin Caney, who did the sideline for the Eagles this year, who was recently let go by WIP.
Bullshit.
She had mentioned, something that was in the articles about, Jalen and what?
His body language and stuff.
Like the body language and stuff like that. And she's like, I didn't see any of that.
Yeah.
She's on the sideline. She's watching it. Like she's firsthand. She's closer than anybody else. Like,
everybody's body language sucked because KP was completely useless.
And again,
it's hard to hide that at a certain point.
And I think too, like, to me, the difference here with John Mannion is he played in the league for a number of years. He played quarterback, and they also have Josh Grizzard, who was an offensive coordinator last year, who called plays. So it's like, there is more experience.
More adults in the room. Yeah.
They're more experience than there has been. So we'll see. Again, you're going to have the hate across the league. It's just, unfortunately, it's the way it is right now. Like, I don't like.
But who gives a shit? Honestly, like, and sorry, I'm doing a lot of cursing tonight, but I'm a little fired up. It's Friday. I just like I don't care. I don't care how he wins. The
But
dude just
wouldn't
wins. The
wouldn't it
dude
be
just
funny?
wins.
Wouldn't it be funny just like because Jalen seems to be this kind of guy. Like he's not going to go out and bash someone in the media, but like when he answers questions, he's going to give it like the one where he sat down and goes, "Is that what you wanted to see?" Like,
Yeah.
you know, that pettiness type of.
I don't remember who said it, but I sent it to you. That there's like, maybe it was McLean. It might have been McLean. That shit. I don't know who it was, but basically came out and said they wonder if this is their way of speaking to Jalen. That these articles are a way to drive him and give him messages because he hears it and he uses it as motivation. You know, I read something earlier. Someone had mentioned that, you know, Michael Jordan admitted to doing those exact things, as being anonymous sources and saying a bunch of random crazy shit. And then Michael was like, "Oh, I see what you're saying," you know, and he like faked these quotes to motivate himself. They are buddies, so who knows? Maybe that's I don't know. It's a conspiracy that's out there, but like I've seen people say that this is their way of talking to him through the media. But then I also see things that the people are saying like, "Oh, he doesn't even pay attention to the media." So like, which one is it? Is it they're communicating with him through the media, or does he not really care? Because he strikes me as the kind of guy who doesn't really care.
Yeah, I would agree with you there too. He does strike me as someone that really,
but
he doesn't give to.
Let's just say this to the people that are listening: like, they're not extending him because he's in the middle of a contract. There are no cost savings if they extend him this year. There are no cost savings if they restructure him. There's no cost savings if they trade him. So get that out of your mind. He's not getting traded. He's not going anywhere. Like, they're not extending him because it doesn't make sense, and they have bigger fish to fry, like a Jalen Carter, like a Quinyon Mitchell, like people that aren't in the middle of a freaking contract. So like ESP coming out and saying, "Oh, that speaks more to how they feel about him than any article." Like, no, it doesn't, you dipshit. Like, he's in the middle of a contract. He has 2 more years left of guaranteed money on his contract, and they're not getting rid of it. Like, if he succeeds, maybe they look into it. Maybe they extend him in 2028, his last year with no guaranteed money. Maybe they give him some guaranteed money if he succeeds or becomes a Super Bowl MVP. Like, I don't know, but like, this has nothing to do with how they feel about the player. It has everything to do with it doesn't financially make sense.
Yeah.
And for anybody to say otherwise is just trying to get clicks. Like, it's just silly at this point. It really is. It pisses me off.
All right, so we've kind of said what we said. Let's move on a little bit here.
Out there.
It's okay. Let's move on here. So the Eagles had some draft visits, the offseason plan, essentially.
Yep.
You know, we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll talk some free agency stuff, and then
let's talk about who they added last week.
It's true.
Let's touch on them real quick.
They added Chandler Martin, who's a linebacker he was an undrafted free agent from Memphis, linebacker for the Baltimore Ravens last year, got hurt and missed. I think was called up from the practice squad a couple games and then got hurt and missed the rest of the season. It was signed to a 2-year deal, which is interesting because I believe he's probably going to start the year on PUP, and probably, you know, for them, it's to get him in the building and to, you know, be on the roster to work his way.
Yeah.
And then Joe Tryon Shoyinka. I was high off him coming out of, I believe Washington is where he was coming out of. Again, this is essentially what they did last year with guys like Josh Uche and Azeez Ojulari.
Yeah.
You know, it's just even Agbo. It's just them getting a veteran
like how you
piece.
Didn't even try the rest of the name. Just
I'm not doing it. I learned it last year. He's not on the team anymore, so it doesn't.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But to me, it's just them throwing a dart and seeing, hey, if he turns out to be, you know, a decent player, maybe he sticks. Otherwise, why not? It's a cheap veteran minimum, and to me, I think it's absolutely it's totally fine with me.
Well, and it's a trend that Howie's been doing of adding folks that have a high draft pedigree.
Yeah.
And just seeing if they can unlock something. Like, a lot of it is the coaching and where the scheme that you're in. Like, Jalen Phillips was a good player, but he was unlocked when he came to the Eagles.
Yeah.
This is another former first round pick of the Bucks in 21. He's got more size than most of the dudes on our team. Like, we've talked about that a lot. A lot of the players that we have, like, Hunt's actually a little bigger than Smith, which is funny. He's about 250 pounds. Smith is like 240, 245. I think AK Ebikadi, I think he comes in around 250. And then you've got Shriyanka, who's about 6'5", 260. He's actually pretty similar.
Big boy.
He's actually pretty similar to a body type of Jalen Phillips, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He's got experience dropping. He's got 45 starts under his belt, which is like the kind of experience that you want. He's decent in the run game. He moved around a little bit last year, signed with Cleveland, and then was traded to the Bears at the deadline. So he's got a little something to prove. And he's young. I mean, he's 26.
Yeah.
So he should theoretically have fresh legs. And then Chandler Martin, to your point, he's the only, I believe, and fact check me here, but I believe he's the only multi-year external free agent contract.
That is correct.
Yeah. And so, like, that screams to me that they're high on him to an extent, but they don't feel like he's going to be ready this year. Right?
Yeah,
like, this might be a red shirt, like, stash year like they did with Isaiah Rodgers. Different circumstances, but similar concept. Because he tore his ACL in week 13. Takes about a year to get back, so I would assume he spends the year on IR, similar to what they did with Lampkin. Lampkin. Which one is it?
Willie Lampkin. But the Rams are still mad about.
Well, screw him. But I see that as kind of what they're doing. They're stashing him for a year, and then they have him for next year to see what he can do.
Yeah. Listen, I'm all for it.
Yeah. I don't hate the moves. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting too as we start ramping up our draft coverage here. Talking a little bit, doing some mock drafts, doing some fun stuff.
That's part.
Some of the prospects and stuff that we like. Eagles doing their draft visits, so we're seeing kind of who's visiting.
Yep.
And anyone to you that sticks out that you like. Because I do want to bring up the two guys that had like almost pro days today that you and I were kind of talking about. The two.
The Nigerian and Kenyan.
Yeah, the international free agents. But
your athleticism is off the charts, man, and we'll get into that. I mean, I have a little bit of a bias here with DDS and Vega from Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
That was super interesting to me, especially Vega. Like, they're likely going to have to move up for him unless he somehow drops, which I don't think he will because it's not a super quarterback heavy draft. They're obviously doing their homework on tackles. They brought in Burke from Memphis, Travis Burke, who's interesting to me. Markel Bell, Max Ihanachar. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Sorry for butchering it. From Arizona State. They've talked to Blake Miller. So they're doing a lot of their work on right tackles, which is interesting. Vega, from what I can tell, is the only interior offensive lineman that they've spoken to. And then the receivers also stand out to me with Cooper from Indiana and Chris Bell from Louisville. Chris Bell has continuously been compared to A.J. Brown, specifically from a body type. He's about 6'1", 222 pounds, almost exactly how AJ was. He's probably a little bit faster, but he did suffer an ACL injury. So if he doesn't, he's likely a first-round pick, probably drops to the second this year. Mm-hmm. And then Jalen Kilgore at safety makes a lot of sense for me. He's got the cornerback experience that moved to safety, similar to Malcolm Jenkins, similar to Andrew Makuba. I think that's what they're looking for. He's a bigger dude too. He's like 210 pounds. So those are the guys that stood out to me. How about you?
Sorry, I'm just something. I have a question for you.
How dare you? Yeah, go ahead.
So now I'm not sure how far he's going to fall, but if a guy like a Reuben Bain falls out, and I know there's questions about his arm length and everything, if he falls into 13, 14, 15, would you think about trading up for somebody like that?
No.
And why is that?
Because I don't love the edge class. I don't think to me, there's not an edge. There aren't many players worth trading up for, in my opinion, in this draft. The few that would be within range, I think, would be like, if there's for some reason a crazy drop for Caleb Downs, like you go and get him, the safety out of Ohio State. Vega is another guy who I would 100% move up for. Francis Maluga, I think that's his name. Out of Miami is another guy that I would move up for. He's a right guard that could play, or right tackle that could play guard in the interim.
What about if so here's another scenario here.
Yeah, go ahead.
What if a guy like Caleb Downs drops, say he's at 13 or 14?
Yeah, you move up.
Because, we've always said, like, they drafted a linebacker in the first round last year. They haven't done that in how long?
And they drafted a corner in the first round. They didn't.
Yeah, so there's some interesting aspects of what they may do and kind of what's out there. It's going to be very interesting, and I can't wait for it. It's crazy. It's
my opinion,
less than 3 weeks away.
In my opinion, they either move up or they drop back. I don't think they stay at 23. Because, in my opinion, it's either like a ridiculous drop for like Downs or Vega, or Maluga, whatever his name is.
That's what they usually do. Usually they trade up or down. Like, they don't usually stay in that spot
unless there's a dude that's like really dropping, like a Quinyon Mitchell, where they're like, or even Jalen Carter, they moved up one spot just to get him.
Yeah, just to get him.
So I don't know that there's an edge that I would move up for in this draft, unless Bailey drops. But even him, like, I like the guys in the second, third, fourth round almost better from a value standpoint than I do any of the guys that are going to go in the top of the draft. Like, I think next year is your edge draft.
Yeah.
That's my personal opinion.
Listen, I'm very intrigued to see who falls, because if you look at the draft, like, it's hard to really pick, because after, like, to me, like, after the first couple picks, like, the first couple picks can go any other way. Like, I know Mendoza won, but after that, do the Jets go Arvell Reese?
Does he go one?
Somebody else? Do they go, like, what do they do?
The Raiders have a quarterback that they can play for the next 2 or 3 years. Like, do they go number one?
I think Mendoza? They do. I think they do. That's just my feeling. To me, I think they do.
My personal opinion would be that they should trade out of that pick.
Well, that'd be a smart thing. Trade with the Jets and get a haul.
That's what I'm
for
saying.
Them to come up
trade
here.
For the Jets. Trade for the Cardinals. Trade to one of those guys. Drop back 3 spots. Get a stud, and pick up future picks. That's what I would do.
Listen, it wouldn't be something I'd say no to, but I think they're going Mendoza. But
who knows? It's a very Raiders thing to do.
So what I want to do is talk a couple free agents, offensive line aspect, and then I want to do something that's going to be a little fun.
Okay.
So looking at the list here, I know I brought up multiple times James Daniels.
Yeah.
To me, I think that'd be a perfect fit. Now, again, depending on how healthy he is, I know he's had some injuries, but you take a look at some of the guys that are out there, like Kevin Zeitler, James Daniels, Graham Glasgow. Like he'd be one that'd be interesting because he can play guard and center. He's a little older, 34, but he played a lot of snaps last year.
Justin School is another guy.
Yeah, School.
I really thought Cushenberry was going to be a guy they went after.
You know what's interesting to me?
Yeah.
Daniel Falele is still a free agent. He played almost 100% of the snaps at right
From
guard
the
for the
Ravens?
Ravens.
Isn't he like 355 pounds or something?
Oh no, he's huge. He's like 6'9", 6'10", 350 pounds.
I'll tell you, if it were
But I'm just saying.
if Stout were here, I'd say they'd go for it. I don't know. I'm interested to see what Cooper's into, like what kind of body type. You know, because like Falele fits
It's
that.
just interesting on how he's not even signed. Like you'd think someone would. Like I don't think he was terrible, and he's a massive guy.
6'8", 384.
Yeah, he's a big fucking dude.
Nikes, dude.
Imagine him and fucking Mailata walking in somewhere together,
dude. Or I mean, he's very Becton like. Because he was, I'm pretty sure he was a tackle in college.
Yes, he was for Minnesota.
Yeah, he was a right tackle. So I mean that'd be an interesting pickup. You got a guard tackle versatility. I mean, he's got 35-inch arms, and he's actually got a 7'1" wingspan. Doesn't that seem kind of? Actually, I guess that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good for. He's 6'8". Like he's not like 6'11".
How many inches is that?
Let me see. Looking at tackles too. It's just interesting. It's just let me see who we have here. So like looking at some of the tackles that could potentially play like guard too, get that versatility. Now Kelvin Beacham's going to be 37. Wow, I thought he was younger than that. Let's see, Cornelius Lucas. You know, he's played a little kind of everywhere. Like again, Calvin Anderson. I believe he can.
85-inch wingspan. Holy snikes! Sorry.
With Cooper. There isn't much out there, but
I think they need to add a vet. I don't know that School is an option anymore because I think he's mainly a tackle. I think they need interior linemen with Fred
what about
Johnson
a guy like Daniel Brunskill? He played guard and has played tackle. He played for the Dolphins and he played with the 49ers. So you know he's been in the system somewhat.
Yeah. I think they definitely need a vet. They definitely need a vet, and they need like multiple rookies. They need like a UDFA and one or two picks at offensive line.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what they do. Like I said, there's slim pickings out there.
Kendall too. Kendall and Lampkin, like that's two guys that play strictly center. Like Lampkin's too small to be a guard. In my opinion.
Yeah, he'd have to be center only.
Like Kendall, you could probably put I mean, he's not a small guy. He's like 305, and that's what Juergens is. And Juergens was a phenomenal right guard.
Yeah, but Lampkin's only like 5'11".
Yeah, no, he's center only. So it's like,
yeah,
what do you do with him there? Do you keep him only at center and move Kendall to guard? You know what I mean? Or I don't know. It's going to be super interesting to see what they do with this offensive line. Because we've said it multiple times, like I think a majority of their draft is going to go towards the offense.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get younger on offense because the defense is getting more expensive because they have homegrown core players that they need to extend. So I think we have 9 draft picks. I think.
I think it's they have a 1, a 2, 2 3s, 2 4s. 2 5s and a 6?
Sounds about right. So so they have like 9.
Yeah.
8 or 9. So I would say like 5 5 of those are probably offensive.
Yeah. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if Howie maybe dealt 1 or 2 of those picks to get more picks for next year, like he's done in previous years.
Yeah.
To give him some surplus next year, which is potentially a better draft.
Or he says, "Hey, I'll give you 98 for Jonathan Greenwood."
Could do that too, and I'd be totally fine with it.
Grenard,
and I'd be totally fine with that. But this brings us to a fun thing I want to do, and that is,
oh god,
a little. Once it pops up, if it ever pops up.
Oh, this is sweet.
So I got to do this.
While you're bringing that up, oh, immaculate grid.
Hold on.
While you're bringing that up, I do want to. I told you we had some kicker news. So they have been scouting kickers quite a bit.
It looks like Matt's cutting out.
Oh no! Can you hear me? Because you're frozen on my end.
We may not be able to do it.
Can you hear me? Oh no, I think I lost Johnny. Johnny, don't go. There we go.
Yeah, I guess a little technical difficulties.
No worries.
Right, so,
did I drop? Did you drop?
I don't know. I think I don't know.
Yes,
I may have dropped. So let me go back.
Well, before you do that, I'm going to get into some kicker news. The Eagles attended Jaffer Murphy's pro day for UTSA, where he had 12 of 13 on field goals and a 70-yarder. He also ran a 4.40 as a punter. And then we got
play action in there.
Yeah, or sorry, not a punter, a kicker. And then you have Ethan Sanchez from Houston, who Ryan Fowler said they've shown extensive interest in, and reportedly had an hour-long call with the Eagles and a meeting after his pro day.
Wow,
so that's not nothing.
I think they're adding somebody for some competition.
Someone's definitely getting added and kept on the practice squad, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Again, it was also interesting to see these 2 international players from Nigeria and Kenya do their pro days. The one guy who's like 6'2", 306?
6'4", 306.
6'4", 306.
A perfect 10 on his RAS score.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see where these guys, maybe they're a 7th round pick. Yeah, that's crazy.
Defense tackle.
Maybe you see a 7th round pick get, thrown at them just so somebody scoops them up and not go into the UDFA where they can sign with whoever they want. So again, that's some interesting news there. But with what I want to do here is a little immaculate grid.
Oh boy.
Oh, what do you mean? Oh boy, this is gonna be fun.
Boy,
I could take the reins for you. Now we got to make sure we don't want to get high percentages. We want to try to get some guys who are obscure. I got one for you for the Bills and Colts.
Do it.
Let's go, Cornelius Bennett.
Wow.
5%. Okay, that's a good one. If you have anybody, let me know in terms of players. I got an interception for the Panthers. That was some Chris Gamble.
There you go.
2%. That's a good one.
Recorded an interception.
Yeah, for the Packers and the Colts. Packers or the Colts, either one.
I think I got a good one for you. I got to see if he's recorded an interception.
No, you can't look it up.
All right. I won't look it up.
No looking it up.
I won't look it up.
Can't look it up.
I want to take a stab at this, but I don't want to lose it.
If you get it wrong, you get it wrong.
I'm not. I'll run it by you because we're doing this together, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Gilbert Brown.
You know what?
Nose tackle.
Let's try it. Oh, he did not.
Damn.
You tried there.
That I felt like
Lord.
that would have been like 0.025%.
See, this is where it gets hard. Like when the teams, I like when the Eagles ones come up because those are you think back, and just
Packers, Bills.
No, it's not Packers. You're
Packers, Bills.
Oh
You
yeah,
go
Packers.
over and
Bills.
down.
I'm looking at the middle. I'm looking at the Chiefs.
Russell
Packers,
Douglas.
That'll be a good one. That would work. 14%. Not bad.
All right. Packers, Chiefs.
Packers, Chiefs, Panthers, Chiefs. Interceptions. I'm gonna go here. Bob Sanders.
I had a feeling you were gonna go Bob Sanders.
I love Bob Sanders. 25%. A lot of people want Bob Sanders.
Packers. All right,
Craig Newsome.
Wow,
0.3%. That's a good one.
That's a really good one. Bills, Panthers.
Philly Brown. I don't know what the hell his first name is. No, it's not Corey Brown. I gotta look up what Philly Brown.
Oh, you're not allowed to look it up.
Well, I want to know what the hell his name is.
I know.
Oh, it is Corey Brown. I can't guarantee he played for the Bills, but I thought he did. No, I'm wrong.
Yeah. Not doing too great, buddy.
No, this one isn't a good one.
This is a tough one. We should do this every week. Panthers, Chiefs.
Jared Allen played for the Panthers at the end of his career?
Yes.
%51%. A lot of people thought that.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the most.
Packers, Chiefs.
Dave Robinson didn't play for the Chiefs. I think it was somebody else. I always try and think quarterbacks because.
See, I'm going corners for some reason.
With the Packers and the Chiefs?
Yeah.
This is so hard. You really makes your mind really think. You just try and go through the years.
Peppers didn't play for the Bills, right?
No, he didn't. He played for the Bears.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have a great score because we had 2 wrong guesses.
It happens. Apologies for anybody watching. They're probably screaming out answers right now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I try and think of obscure. I don't try and think of.
Did Natron Means play for the Bills?
No, he played for the Chargers.
I know he played for the Chargers, but I'm pretty sure didn't he play? Tolbert played for the Panthers.
Kyle Allen.
Ew.
There we go. 301 score, which is not good. 3%.
Let's keep guessing. All right.
Well, now not count towards your score.
Doesn't matter. You want to do a new score? A new one?
Let's do a new one. And then we'll end it. All right. We could do this all night.
I know.
God, these ads are insane for this. Okay. So you let me know, throw out any that you think. Try and think some obscure. 1,000 receiving yards.
Corbett.
Ooh, that's a good one. 7%. That's a good one. That's a pretty good one. I'm not doing Andre Johnson for the Texans.
No.
I bet you everyone did that. You got to think.
Did Tank Dell get 1,000 yards?
I don't know.
Or didn't Rod Smith go to or Keenan McCardle go to the Texans?
I don't think so.
Don't do anything with that yet.
What about Flipper Anderson for the Rams?
Holy shit.
Oh, what the hell's his name?
There.
Eddie
Flipper
Anderson, maybe? Oh, there it is. Flipper Anderson. 3%.
Wow,
One.
the fact that it's 3% is
what
pretty
about
wild.
Corey Bradford? He played one of the first seasons for the Texans.
Maybe.
All right, we'll leave that.
Who is their tight end?
Owen Daniels.
Owen Daniels?
Should we try it?
No, a tight end?
Yeah, true. Not many tight ends get 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go off and we'll do
Yeah.
this. Just trying to think here. This one's tough because of the teams.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the Jets one. Brian Cox.
Ooh. Senior.
0.8.
Wow. All right. Texans, Bears. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson.
$17.
Damn it. Thought that was a good one.
Rams and Bears. I try and think like early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah.
Past that.
Brian Urlacher. No, I'm just kidding.
Chargers and Rams.
Khalil Mack would. Oh, but that's Chargers.
Yeah, it's over here.
Chargers and Rams.
Chargers and Texans. And then Chargers and the Jets.
Oh, Jesus.
Chargers and Jets, Stone Smart. The one Eagles just signed, right?
There you go.
0.4. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Texans and Chargers.
I'm trying to think. Did they just... No, they don't have any. I was thinking like a corner or something like that.
Everett? The tight end? Did he play
Kevin Everett?
No.
Oh, wait. Rams and...
Gerald Everett.
Gerald Everett?
Would be the Rams Chargers.
$10%.
All right.
Bears and Rams. Like that one keeps like just trying to think of something. Wait a minute.
Someone obvious here.
What about Leonard Floyd?
Yeah.
Didn't he play with the Bears?
He did.
Not sure. 11%.
I'll take it.
Not bad. It's all right.
All right. Texans, Chargers.
Trying to think offensive lineman. I really want to go Corey Bradford for that other one. It keeps popping, but I don't know. I don't think he.
Well, let's focus on this one first.
Yeah.
All right.
Any quarterbacks? David Carr didn't play for the.
I keep wanting to say Grossman, but
if it was the Oilers, you could say John Runyon, but it's the Texans.
There you
If
go.
it was a Titans one, you could say that, but you can't. Texans.
Texans, Chargers.
I'm trying to think of like Chargers players. Like, because you think Texans are only since 2002. So you have to. Wait, I got it. What about Case Keenum? Didn't he play for the Chargers? No, he didn't play for He played for the Rams.
No, yeah.
Played for the Rams.
And the Vikings.
Yeah.
I mean, normally you could just say Josh McCown, but no.
Yeah, that would work, right?
I don't think McCown played for the Chargers.
No, played for the Cardinals.
He played for like 15 teams. Chargers. Not Trey Lance. Not Becton. I'm thinking running backs is where I keep going. Oh, 2002. Trying to think of who was even on their team. Maybe a tight end, linebacker.
I keep putting names out, but they're not. They haven't played for the Chargers.
Yeah, like you keep thinking like Cushing, but he didn't play anywhere but the Titans or Texans.
Trying to think like defensive tackles, running backs. Just trying to think of someone who's just even recently. Like I don't care.
What about Lorenzo Neal? Did he play for the Texans?
No, he never played for the Texans.
Played for the Chargers. Played for the Bucks.
Trying to think of Keenan Allen played for the Bears, so he didn't play for the Texans.
Yeah.
Owen Daniels never played for the Chargers, did he?
Not that I'm aware.
Thinking about. Trying to think of offensive lineman. I feel like an offensive lineman has played for both teams recently. Kendall Lamb. Did he play for both?
No, he played for the Dolphins.
I think he played for the Chargers too.
Did he?
I think so.
Give it a shot.
Played 10 years. Shit, he didn't play for that. Well, I'm going Corey Bradford here because it keeps. Nope, we lost both of those. Okay, well, we'll get better at that.
We should do one off camera just to practice.
Yeah, probably best.
Before we head out, off-season schedule.
Yes.
First day of off-season program starts on April 20th. Then we'll have the draft shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
OTAs start May 26th and 27th. Then there's a break. Then they're back May 29th. A break June 1st through 2nd, and then June 4th. And then mandatory minicamp June 9th through 10th.
It's going to be fun. It's starting soon, so I can't wait.
Crazy.
It's going to be some fun times. I'm going to start breaking down the draft more. I may try to get a guest or two on here. So, keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you're following. Make sure you're subscribing so you get all the content, all the Eagles content, and everything along the lines of that. And, with that, as we always do it here. We always end it with a very happy and joyful "Go Birds!"
Go Birds!
This is Matt Ware. Hey, for all the Eagle content you need, go follow All About the Birds. They do a damn thing. Check them out.
Hey, Eagles fans, I may be in Tampa, but I know where to find the best Eagles content out there. Check out my friends at All About the Birds.
Philadelphia, what's up? This your boy Freddie Mitchell, a.k.a. Fred X. It's all about the bird.
All birds all the time. All birds all the time.
All About the Birds provides you with weekly analysis, game recaps, informative interviews, and it's all birds all the time.